All right, what's going on, everybody out there in Fish, North Georgia land? Hey, it's the lunch break today, December 23rd. Getting really close to Christmas already, guys. And say a couple of you guys are in there in the chat already. Hope you guys are doing good, not working too hard today. Kind of got something that fell in my lap that we're going to talk about today that I think you guys need to know, and then of course we'll get on with our regular conversation. But Purdue and Nathan and Jeff Brazil, how you guys doing today? Hope you got all your Christmas shopping done. I know the majority of guys that are going to be watching do not. In fact, I finished mine up this morning. This morning, before I rushed home and got on air. So anyway, we'll talk about that. I'm going to kind of give it a few minutes, let some other guys get on before I start talking about what I want to talk about that I think you guys need to pay attention to. But we'll kind of go over, last night's Livewell was really good. Ryan Sheffield came on, had a great conversation about ditch fishing, right? And tonight we're going to do the opposite. So Clint Bartlett and Ryan Hanks will be on with me, and we're going to talk about shallow water bassing throughout the winter. So, you know, it is true that there are bass that are always shallow year round. And there are a lot of guys that are not comfortable with the scope or whatever to get out there and minnow, as you guys like to call it. But we're going to try to give something for the rest of everybody tonight. And we'll talk about that shallow bite, which is the way I prefer to go after them, right? I'd much rather be throwing a shaky head, Nico, something like that, shallow, throwing a rock crawler, the Spro rock crawler shallow. That's where I feel like I'm kind of in my wheelhouse a little bit. If I have a wheelhouse, of course, with the wacky worm and all that, I can fish deep if I got to. It's just not something I like to do. And I don't think I'm alone. So tonight, again, for all the rest of us that uh, don't like to fish deep, tonight's for you. Art Jet on TikTok. I need to be fishing today. No doubt. Me too. In fact, as soon as I'm done, I gotta go change some brakes. I'm a renaissance man. I have figured out how to do everything just well enough that people ask me to do it, but definitely not an expert at anything. Um, but anyway, so um, let's jump on this. So anyway, tonight, 8 o'clock, join us on the live well, and we'll talk shallow water fishing. Um, let's see. Let me read a couple of comments here. War Eagle the best. Danny, I work. Let's pull this one up. Danny, I work in corporate America. We are not actually doing anything since Thanksgiving week till New Year. Thanks for our national debt clicking up. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And listen, hey, it's that time of year, right? End of the year. It's interesting. A lot of guys, a lot of companies, people don't realize this. Like a lot of people think, what's up, alcoholic? They think that their um, fiscal year of everybody ends the 31st. And it's not like that. A lot of companies do it differently. Like when I was talking to Sunline about them coming on, their fiscal year actually starts February 1st. And I found that to be an interesting date. So I was like, but I'm sure everybody kind of this time of the year, everybody's in holiday mode, right? Let's go ahead. What's up, Messick and Tony? And Jeff, I'm a shallow water guy first, 100%. That's what I am. Now, if you're watching on TikTok, what we have noticed is that sometimes throughout this, when I'm using Restream, it's been kicking TikTok off. Okay. July 1st, YouTube. Yeah, two companies right there, July 1st. It's been kicking TikTok off. What I think I have found out is TikTok, if you use Restream to broadcast live on TikTok, I saw something where they want you to have 50% gaming content. And so we definitely don't have gaming content on here. So I think that's why the algorithm figures out, well, this guy ain't playing no games and it kicks you off. If it kicks you off, I will just go live from a regular TikTok thing and finish the show with you guys. But anyway, all right. Let me get my mouth ready to go this. There is a company, rephrase it. There is an organization out there that wants to ban the use of live bait in recreational fishing here in the United States. Now, a lot of us guys, we're bass guys. We throw artificial anyway. So maybe this doesn't apply to us, but of course, I always feel when they take away one thing, they're coming after the next, right? put that live scope background on, people might think you're gaming. Let me try that, Dylan. Good. That is really, really smart, Dylan, of you. Let me see if do this real quick. Maybe. All right. Maybe that might work. So appreciate that. So it'll kick on over there on TikTok in a second. But anyway, this organization wants to ban it. And why does it affect us? Again, like I was saying, when they take one thing, eventually they'll take another thing. Now, also, too, the American Sports Fishing Association put out a press brief. On YouTube, in the description, after you get done with today's show, go back and I want you to click on that. Click on that link and read. It's about an 18-page kind of ebook thing that's a response to this organization doing this. But I'm going to read you a couple of things because I want you guys to know what's happening when these things when these things pop up. Because I didn't know anything about it until yesterday when a friend of mine from down in Florida posted on this. So I've got to do a better job. But just kind of to give you a quick thing, I'm going to read this to you. The American Sports Fishing Association, with support from recreational fishing community partners, released a new policy brief detailing efforts, listen to this, by an international animal rights organization to restrict the use and sale of live bait in U.S. waters. So it's bad enough the jackwagons ain't even from around here. They're from overseas, actually UK. To date, significant restrictions on the interstate sale and purchase of live bait has been proposed in Colorado, Delaware, New Hampshire, and New York. And though these bills have been fortunately unsuccessful, the American Sports Fishing Association expects this anti-fishing campaign, led by a group named Upstream Policies, to continue its efforts to restrict live bait. Upstream Policies is an animal rights organization that was founded in 2023, has framed its goal to ban all live bait as an effort to prevent invasive species, they say. Now, that is what they tried to get it banned straight up. What they're doing now is they're trying to do it like a loophole. Okay, well, we can't just get them to stop using live bait. So what we're going to do is we're going to circle around under the guise of invasive species. Okay? Here's why it's important to all of us. Every year, and this was an astounding number to me, 67% of anglers fish with live bait. Sometimes we in the bass world kind of, boom, think we're the only ones, right? But 67% of anglers fish with live bait, spending almost $345 million nationwide. Not only is it good for the economy, also to think about kids and new anglers of all backgrounds. What's the easiest way to get them into fishing? We're certainly not going to hand them a minnow and a fairy one, as you guys like to call it, stick them out on a boat with live scope and say, go. No, what do? You put a cricket, you put a worm, you put, a shiner, and you let them go out. And what you're trying to do is trying to capture them and get them to understand, this is kind of the bite you're looking for. And then they progress up if they like the sport. Also, too, ice fishing. Think about that. Ice fishing is really, really big. They use shiners and stuff like that. So it kind of affects all of us. Those of us that don't use live bait, though, again, once they take one thing, what's next, right? No more treble hooks for you jerkbait guys and crankbait guys. Stuff like lead tackle. They're going to try to go the back way to ban eventually fishing. And I know that sounds like a stretch. Guys, it's happening. Now, on this executive summary, this policy brief by the American Sports Fishing Association, and I'll get to your comments in a second because I'm reading right now. Tell you a little bit, excuse me, I'm sorry. Tell you a little bit about Upstream Policies. Upstream Policies is an animal welfare organization founded in the UK, working in various states to advance legislation to restrict the use and sale of live bait. Its motivation is to end the use of all live bait due to animal welfare concerns. But recently, their efforts, like I just told you, has been focused on bans of interstate sale and purchase of live bait as an indirect attempt to achieve their goal. The group deceptively claims these restrictions are necessary to prevent unintended introduction of aquatic invasive species and pathogens. So far, they've targeted Colorado, Delaware, New Hampshire, New York, but they're trying to expand in other states. Why do you reckon they started in those states, guys? I think it's kind of obvious. The group has published multiple misleading, unscientific reports alleging to find pathogens in live bait while downplaying the impact of significant restrictions on fishing participation. All right. So let me come back to you guys. You guys definitely need to read this in the comment section. Um, and I was going to try to catch up with the things here for your comments. Um, on one hand, that's flat out stupid and handicaps thousands the first time beginning anglers. But on the other hand, I catch hundreds of different species 98% of the time on artificial. Well, listen, Jeremiah, again, 67% of fishermen in the United States use live bait last year. So I mean, it's much bigger than whether a couple of us can fish it. It is dumb. Um, let's see. Think of all the kids that fish with their dads or entire families who started fishing with live bait. It's how I started, 100%. Crappy fishermen and granddad taken out to brim fish with crickets, 100%. They did go after lead years ago. They're still doing that. What's up, Doug? Make minnows great again, 100%. And let's see. Most of them are liberal, easy to pass the bill, hit the libs. Sounds like they're about to piss off a lot of striper guys, 100%. Wars have started over less. Just saying. The big thing with me, guys, is I didn't know. You guys have heard me talk about this before on this. We're kind of out of the loop, right? We need to start paying a little bit more attention to what's going on and not letting um, a Facebook post from somebody you know that you just happen to catch. That's why I caught this. But I want you guys, when you're done today, go into the description and click on that link and read, because it is way too much for me to read the entire policy brief. It's got charts, it's got everything, and it talks about what they're doing in each state, like New Hampshire House Bill 720, the New York Assembly Bill 03330, Delaware House Bill 431, Colorado's Citizens Petition on Chapter W1 Fishing, 2 CCR 406-1. Now, those have been defeated, but still, the fact that they're trying to do that, and again, I don't want us to take it, too lightly, that because a lot of us don't use live bait anymore. But still, my favorite way to fish is cricket under a pencil float. I'll say that till I died. 72% of Minnesota anglers reported using live bait. So I mean, it is very much. 23.5 million anglers use live bait for freshwater fishing in 2022. And then it has money and all that. But it basically, if you take the time to read this, at least what you're doing is educating yourself on what the American Sports Association is doing and the fight against upstream policies. Because I promise you, upstream policies is not the only one, right? They've been messing with the striper guys in New Jersey for years. 100%. Art just says we have to protect teaching kids to fish. Live bait fishing for panfish is one of the best ways. And basically, they're trying to say, hey, listen, like, let's just say there's a cricket farmer in Alabama. If they get their way, he would not be able to technically sell his crickets in Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee. That's the 80,000 feet version. Last live bait I bought were spring lizards 40 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's been a hot minute. Everybody don't have the money to go out and pay thousands of dollars for lures. $5 a dozen for minnows is just fine. What are the kids and old folks supposed to do? 100%. What's up, Colin Burnett? Um, I like this one right here. Weed smokers and tree huggers making policy changes for fishing. This is why big bass in California has declined. Exactly. Goes along with it being illegal. Let's see. To have an ice cream cone in your hip pocket on Sundays. Stupid idiots. Listen, there is in New Jersey, there is a town where it's illegal to eat a pickle, I think, on a certain day. Like you can't eat a pickle on a certain day. Crazy. It's Christmas time, Danny. You were supposed to have us good news and cheer up. Hey, we're getting ready to get there. I just wanted you guys to know. Plus, right there, too, Jeremiah brings up bait shops. Think about that. It's not only going to hurt, anglers and all that, but, there's a big economic impact on that. So, hey, pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Make that one of your New Year's resolutions. Pay attention to what's going on around us. Now, on TikTok, again, TikTok, if you kick off, I will start another live again. Gabe Edwards, any advice for someone trying to enter the tournament world without any mentorship? Okay, Gabe, I entered the tournament world. I had no mentorship whatsoever. Go fish. Just go fish, number one. Number two, understand like your first year of tournament fishing. I tell guys when they join one of the clubs that I fish and all that, take your first year and kind of learn the guys, learn the habits of everybody in the morning, like launching your boat and turning your lights off when you're backing down the ramp in the mornings. Talk to people, spend some time, and just kind of get the lay of the land, right? Read the room is one of the best things you can do getting into tournament fishing. So often, and we've talked about it on here before. Um, Colin Burnett says, "Are they going to tell the fish not to eat any live bait?" Yeah, right. And in fact, one guy in the comment section, and I'll get back to you, Gabe, here in a second. One guy in the comment section said, if you really pay attention, the entire underwater, he said aquaculture, but let's just say everything, it's one of the most extreme, mean, I mean, brutal aspects of nature that's out there. Because think about a fish's life. It's eat or be eaten. It's hide or be the aggressor. Unless you're on the top of the food chain, if you're finding Nemo, dude, all you're doing is spending your entire life trying not to get eaten while trying to get you a little bit to eat and maybe make love once a year. That is a fish's life. Take us out of it. Take human beings out of it. I mean, daggone, think about a salmon running up the river. All he wants to do is go make love one last time before he dies. He got a damn grizzly bear sitting there waiting for him. I mean, and that's just above the water. Birds, otters, you name it. But fish on fish violence. Okay? Fish on fish violence. Guys, we need to stop it right now. We got to do our part in 2026 to end fish on fish violence in this great world of ours. Do we hear how stupid that sounds? But that's just the way some of these people think. And I love Ted Nugent when he gets on a rant about people eating their beans and tofu and all that, the amount of nature that has to be killed for them to feel good about eating beans. Same thing in fishing. Okay? That bluegill you don't want put on the end of a hook, his ass is going to get eaten sooner or later. Whether it is while he is swimming around by a bass or a muskie or whatever, or when he dies, he's going to get eaten by some turtle, whatever. Tell that to the crackhead spots. I know. Listen, spotted bass are different, right? But just think about that. It's not the bait, it's the person throwing it. That's right. But guys, listen, we just got to end fish on fish violence. And the best way we can do that is to go after anglers and tell them that they cannot use live bait, because that right there is going to end fish on fish violence. Yes, eat all the spotted bass you can. That would help for sure, especially if you're in Blue Ridge. We want our smallmouth back. That's a perfect example. See, there we went. It kicked me off. It figured out on TikTok that we weren't gaming. So I hope you guys come back over here. I'll be damn. TikTok is the hardest thing in the world to figure out. But anyway, Gabe wanted to know what he could do. Hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he will come back, and then we can let me just go to live and I'll start one over there. All right, so start over there. Now, new to tournament fishing, be good with 5 things. Just adjust the fishery's location and their mood. Just adjust to the fishery's location and mood. 100% Ken. But also learn to turn your lights off when you back a trailer in the morning. That way you don't get yelled at. 3D printed red wigglers. So I want, would that put, because technically, just because you said this, it's popped in my mind. The delayed harvest streams here in Georgia, right? You can only use artificial, one hook only bait. It's really made for fly guys. But some of the Berkeley products according to the state of Georgia, because they got sense or what else built into them, they're illegal during the delayed harvest. Would they ban those kind of baits? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Once it starts, it's going to snowball like hell, and you can't stop it. Yeah, it threw you off TikTok. Jackster, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know why it does that. I actually filed a complaint with TikTok on it, and they did a ticket. So we'll see what happens. What's up, Coker? Steven Sturgeon. If you are getting started into tournament fishing, get in the habit of always going to the weigh-in or final ceremony. There is so much relationship building and knowledge that gets passed on then. I agree with you 100%. How many guys, because they had a bad day or they might be embarrassed, they leave early, right? You miss out on so much right there. You miss out on so much. Excuse me. One of the things that I tell everybody, the reason I fish tournaments is not because I'm a great angler, because I'm just dangerous enough to catch a fish. You wear your hat, you wear your logos, you be seen, you talk to people, you make relationships, you find out what's going on out there on the water. You do it that way. And if you leave early, you miss out on that. So that is a very good point, Stephen Sturgeon. I don't know. I don't know why guys leave early. I mean, I did one time, but hell, it was hot as hell. What level of experience do you think it takes to start tournament fishing? Papa Walk. I hope I said that right on TikTok. Honestly, depends on what level. I mean, if you're going to try to jump into BFLs or something like that, you might want to know what you're doing. But like in the electric only world, or even in kayak fishing, if you can get the rod out there and you can put the bait out there, then I think you can fish it. And I think you can have fun fishing it and learn that way. Yeah, you just got to get out there and fish with the locals. Says Colin out there. Uh, it also helps out your tournament director if you guys hang around too. Shows you fully support it. I remember when you got a ticket for fishing with live trout for stripers. Boy, it's been a long, long day, right? Andy says Doc Holliday is out with Brooks today. Dialed in on a ditch bite. Should be a good day. Listen, I'm telling you what, Doc likes fishing with Brooks. He listen, Doc will spend that money fish with Brooks. He loves Brooks. I actually have a trip with Brooks. I still got to schedule it with him at some point. I need to get out there. But as far as your question, listen, yeah, like know your limits, of course, but get out there, find a local club with good guys in there. You might want to start off as a co-angler. Some of the clubs will allow you to do that, and just go fish and just pick it up a little at a time. But I don't think you need a ton. I meant tourney as far as locals. I have no plans to go toe to toe with KVD. Dude, me neither. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Locals, just go out there. The only way you're going to understand it is to fish it, right? And like I said, if you got the baits and you got the equipment and you got the ability to go. I am a professional donator. That's what I tell everybody. Somebody has to pay for somebody to win, right? That's me. I think I finished in the money 4 times in my life, maybe 5 times. But it's the camaraderie. Just getting out there and having fun. Joined a new club. I'm gonna fish Dahlonega John Boat Anglers this year too. It's another electric only club. I fished with them in the past, but I'm coming back to them this year. A lot of guys are in there that I like and I enjoy. And listen, it's a good group of guys. It has low drama. And Mason Roach says it's hard to get into a club that is not full of drama nowadays. You got to do some research. You really got to work on that. You're 100%. You're right. But they're out there. They are out there. Literally, literal food, God Himself gave the fish to eat. You shouldn't be allowed to use bait to catch them. It's what these people are saying, right? I'm telling you, listen, fish on fish violence. That is our 2026 logo that we're going to end before the end of the year. Now, Danny, have you found a new boat for you yet? Yes, I am actually I repossessed my Alumacraft from my son who was using it for duck hunting, but his baby is about to be born and his duck hunting's over. So I am repossessing that boat, decking it out. I will be fishing solo this year. And the reason I'm fishing solo is because I think I looked at it and I fished the 2 clubs. I'm gonna have close to 20 something tournaments just on the electric only side in '26. I'm gonna be filming a lot of it, but I wanna take the time and use that to figure out to kinda better my game so that when I get on somebody's boat in these bigger, glitter rocket tournaments, I'm a better angler. And instead of just relying on somebody to catch 5, I mean, I gotta do it all myself. But I also think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna learn a lot about me. Alyssa wants to get in the club. I'm doing research on it because we got us a new boat. Good for you, dude. When fishing in tournaments, pick an area of the lake and focus on that area. Good advice from Colin. Yeah, don't try to do too much. And also fish your strengths year round, no matter what. How do I get into being a co-angler? Nathan wants to know. Well, if you're doing it at a local club, first course, you find out if the club allows co-anglers. If you're trying to get into BFLs, I don't ever do that. I'm sure it's not hard. One of the better ways to get into tournament fishing too is find a small club, find you a buddy with a boat, and do the team thing. Do the team thing. I mean, if it's his boat, you realize he's going to get the front. You're in the back. You're in a co-angler situation anyway. Except in a team thing, he's not screwing you by sticking the back of the boat out there because he's live scoping, right? Or he shouldn't if he's a good teammate. Benefits, Tony says, are always a good place to start. And when you're seasoned, it's usually a great time. We welcome all at Fishers of Hope. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to fish a Fishers of Hope tournament, it's a good time. Good people, always for a good cause. People don't say anything about scoping deer. Listen, I kind of think about this one way. There was a guy in South Georgia recently who shot an absolute monster buck. Colin wants to know where is Fishers of Hope. It's actually they just do some tournaments here in North Georgia. Follow them on Facebook, and that's the easiest way to keep up with them. But this guy killed a monster buck. Here's how he did it: 2 a.m. got a picture from his trail camera. 4 a.m. got another picture from the same trail camera, and I think another one at 5:30 a.m. he got a picture of this deer at his trail camera. So what did he do? He went and he shot that buck. Now, I know it's not the same thing, but the use of technology is there. I got a trail camera sitting on the Milton property I get to hunt, and if something moves in front of that camera, it goes to my son's phone real time right there. That's what's in front of it. But nobody complains about that. They say it's different, right? Papa says, I don't get the co-angler thing. Seems like neither person benefits. I always hear drama about it. The higher up you go, yes, you're correct. But I think on the local level, like Purdue says Georgia Bass Trail is a team trail. Clayton says, I need a co-angler for a local on Lanier every third Saturday. Hey, Clayton, I might come fish with you one of these days. Carson said, let me come fish a tournament with you one time. The problem is that boat that I'm building out, it's a 1436. It's not one of the big ones. So I really ain't going to have a lot of room, and I'm doing that on purpose. Tony says, man, I know guys that have been using technology for years to harvest deer. 100%. 100%. Being a co-angler can be a great thing. You can learn a lot. You can. And Papa Walk, don't let that, don't let the bad out there deter you. The reason being is because it's probably a small, minute portion of it. It is the loudest. Everybody's going to hear the complaints, right? But what doesn't get said is the countless number of co-anglers that enjoyed it, had a great time, learned. When you're going to be a co-angler in a BFL or something, yes, you're paying money to try to win it and everything. But the reality of it is if you know that one day you're going to be a boater and that's what you're aspiring to, use something like that to learn what a boater does. Use something to learn where that boater fishes. I mean, I'm not saying you get his waypoints, but you get his waypoints. You kind of know what that guy's doing on a given lake. You learn. And then when you become a boater, you're ready to go, right? Let's see. Draw clubs are a good way to start, as you will fish with folks who have different strengths. That's right. You get in a club, you got X amount of boaters, X amount of co-anglers, but they don't pair the same ones up every single time. Now, Carson says, no, they do complain about trail cameras. Some states have even banned them. All states do not recognize a Boone and Crockett if sale is involved. I wonder how they police that, Carson. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how they police that. Like, how would they know if the guy didn't say that? And I'm not disputing you. You're probably 100% right, but how would they know? Why do you have to fish a tournament to enjoy fishing? Way overrated. Now, listen, Patricia, nobody said he had to. He simply asked the question, how does he get into tournaments? Okay, I mean, he just simply asked. You're right. Listen, again, you heard my favorite way to fish. Give me a tube of crickets, a Zebco 33 with about 8-pound mono, some of that old blue ash string that we used to throw, one, maybe two little lead weights, and a pencil float. And let me just throw it out there. Put a big old dip in, have a Coke, because I don't drink no more. Have a Coke or something cold. Probably got my shirt off, letting my guts sun a little bit. And I'm just watching that pencil float just boom under the water. There is nothing better, if you ask me. Now, I know guys like to fish their own ways. All right. Everybody has their favorite thing. Mine personally is a pencil float with a cricket. And bluegill, some stump knockers, shell crackers, all those things. And just having some fun reeling it in on a cheap ass Zebco 33. I could do that every day for the rest of my life and I would be happy. Now, do I want to go take a jerk bait or something and bust some Lanier spotted bass? Hell yeah, I do. But I still could take chicken liver, throw it on the bottom, and catch catfish and be happy. You don't have to fish a tournament to enjoy fishing. But if you like competition, it's pretty damn fun. Jennifer Muse, I hope I said that. Hello from Nebraska. Well, hello to you. Back to you from Georgia. Appreciate you joining us today. Don't hesitate to jump right in the conversation. And if you want a better experience, YouTube, Fish North Georgia on YouTube. That's why I put it on Facebook. We don't get a lot of people watching on Facebook, but when we do, they generally aren't from around here, and I love it. So, Messick, that's his plans for the BFLs in 2026. With the BFL, you link with a boater, then you're pretty much guaranteed to fish. Let's see here. Let me go on down. Let's pull up Steven Sturgeon right here. I hear boaters that talk all the time about the great co-anglers they have fished with. And isn't it like everything else in this world? It's all about your attitude, right? Set your expectations realistically, have a great attitude, and go try to learn. Now, you might get a bad boater every once in a while. It's okay. It's a one-off experience. But at the end of the day, just get your ass in the boat, get a rod in your hand, and go fish. I do it mainly for the fellowship. That's exactly right. We all want to win, but the consolation prize is the fellowship. And actually, it should be the main prize, and the consolation should be how you get a check, right? Let's see here. Clayton says, I fish BFL as a co, but I have my boat for the local derbies. And Charles Britt, a Zebco 33 ain't cheap no more. I know, you're right. You were right. 100% it's not. I am lucky I still have some of my dad's from back in the day. Back when they made a Zebco 33 to last. And not the plastic crap that you get today. And it is more expensive. If you want a good Zebco 33, you got to go back and get the one that you got to take a screwdriver to pop the top off so that you can put new line on it. That's a true Zebco 33. Let's see. Here we go. Tournaments aren't for everyone. That's for sure. But I love it. The classy kayaker. I am even going to fish a kayak tournament this year. I told Alex and him. He's going to help me set up my kayak, and I'm going to jump in there, and I am going to absolutely confuse the hell out of myself by taking a picture and saying, guys, I had 5 for 84 inches. Because you know me, I want to know what they weigh. Because you can get a 6'7" beautiful woman that weighs 130 pounds, and you can get one that's 410 and she weighs 310. It depends on what tournament you're fishing as to which one's more important for you. You get what I'm saying? I think it's going to be so much fun, but I am going to do that. Steven says lifelong friendships can and do develop from the angler and co-angler experience. 100%. Patricia Leanne says people don't play poker for fun. That's why I don't play poker, because I'll lose my ass. I ain't got no money. And I don't, you know what? I'm not a card player anyway. And sure as hell, don't ever bring out that Uno game in front of me because that was something my mom made us play and all that growing up. I can't stand Uno, reverse, draw four, all that stuff. It's like I dream it. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. No, but it's a lot more fun when there are 60 to 100 guys fishing. Yeah, absolutely it is. No, Tony says, why tournaments? Because some folks love the pressure to do well. Personally, I like seeing how many good excuses I can come up with. No doubt. No doubt. And like, guys, I'm probably closer to the Lord by the end of a Saturday than I am at any other point in the week. And that includes church because I cuss like a dog. And I'm just like, sorry, Lord. Sorry, Lord. Set the hook, miss one. Sorry, Lord. Probably by the end of a Saturday, the Lord's like, Danny, I get it. Well, it is what it is. Danny, instead of a floating fly, I need to try this small wacky worm in a float. No post it needed. Hey, you know what? I thought about that today when I was reading that thing about, and I was thinking about shiners when I was reading about them trying to ban live bait in a bass tournament because I've never done this. I don't know what the rules. Like, could you take a fluke and put it under a float and throw it out there and just slow reel it? Is that legal? Like in a Scott Barnes, I'm not talking about whale. I'm just in your local things. Can you actually use a float if your bait is artificial? I've never seen anybody do it other than people that talk about the float and fly, and it's been outlawed in a lot of tournament trails. Is that still legal? I'm just curious. Again, I don't know everything. What would you call a bad boater? A bad boater to me, and I've never experienced one that doesn't engage with you, one that makes sure you understand that you don't come up here with me, that basically doesn't talk to you throughout the day, and you know what I'm saying about getting backboated. Basically, if you just take every single thing that would make the day uncomfortable, it's a bad boater. Now you're not gonna get everybody who doesn't, you might not get a bunch of guys who won't shut up like me. Like I can read the boater, and it's even with tournament partners here. I can read the room and I can tell by the day. There are some days where it's just quiet all day, right? And there are other days where it's like today, like, I'm going 122 miles an hour, especially if I've Adderalled 5 hour energy and haven't slept. It's got to be awful to fish with me the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours of a tournament because I'm chatty catty, just blue, 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 blue. I'm going 100 miles an hour. But I guess it's just you got to figure it that way. I've never experienced a bad boater. I've experienced some guys pitching a fit for about 45 seconds to a minute, and then sulling up for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, but eventually they come around. But imagine that all day long. That's a bad boater to me. John G, hey Danny, guess what river I'm on today? Is that shit? Hell, let me think. Probably on the Oconee. Caught 9 so far. Tournament fishing is gambling. It is. It is. You're right. Uh, to a point. I have met some of the most awesome people while fishing tournaments and some idiots. They're out there. 100%. Now, the classic kiker says, I still weigh the big ones. That's the one thing that just tickles the crap out of me. I always ask it. I see their post. Man, I had a great day, 97 inches. Okay, what that weigh? And Alex and all the guys know, especially when they do that kayak show and I'm on it or whatever, I'm always, well, what did that weigh? And they have to try to guess. Well, in a perfect scenario, it would weigh like this. I don't care how long they are. I want to know how fat they are. Um, yeah, there you go. I'm not going to say it, but there you go. That's a perfect way. Um, let's see. How about this? Danny Purdue. I let loose the other day to the boat issues, and my was so red faced. It happens, right? It happens. Y'all seen those videos going around on TikTok of the dads where all of a sudden they just blow up like they're trying to hang a ceiling fan or whatever, and they swing a hammer or something, and then they say every word in the book, at 122, like Bobby Cox getting thrown out of a game, right? That's me. But I'm also wondering, like, give me 10 seconds to get it out of my system, and then I'm fine. Like, you would have never known it happened, right? But that happens sometimes. I love those videos because my son says, "Dad, that is you to a T." The float and fluke sounds legit. I'm just is it legal? Danny Purdue, you run a tournament trail. If I fished your tournament trail, can I use a float and a fluke? Think about it. Back in the day, the crappie fish, 100 different ways to catch crappie, but one of them is take a little curly-tailed grub, put it under a pencil float, 2 to 3 foot deep, throw it out with your zip code 33, and you reel very slow, just enough for that pencil float to just kind of walk on top of the water. And all of a sudden, when that pencil float goes this way or that way or under, set the hook. Can you do that in a bass tournament these days? Is it against the rules? Because you guys, Jersey Cats fishing, man, it was hard to find this live today. YouTube had it buried. I don't know, dude. I don't know why. Some people don't have a problem and some people are. It's probably buried because you ain't watching enough, man. That means you got to watch a little bit. You got to watch a little bit more. I actually started to call you. I got to do a striper episode soon. Got to get you on. Tony Watkins, you guys go ahead and plan on this. We have a good tournament coming up with a good payout April 4th. Just can't disclose many details until January, but it will be on Lake Notley. So if you don't have anything planned already for April 4th in North Georgia and you want to fish Notley, which will be a fantastic time to fish Lake Notley because them big-ass largemouth are going to be up. That's a time of the year on Notley. If you really want to go and have the possibility of actually ripping a sack of 5 that's big, April on Notley is a fantastic time. So we'll be paying attention right there. Danny, if you and I fished together, we wouldn't get a word in edgewise. I saw somebody else said that. Danny, we would definitely get along. I need to talk a little. And listen, I'm telling jokes all day long. And there's nothing. There is nothing off limits. We won't talk about each other's mama. But I do have some colorful sayings that if you set the hook and you miss a fish, I think Tony knows them. I think if Tony's still on here, I think I explained to Tony what we do when you set the hook and you either get one and you don't get them to the boat or you set the hook and you miss it. There's a little phrase that we like to use that I can't, I'd get canceled if I said it on here, even though I own it. I heard of one, and this was a boater, telling a co he couldn't fish until he, the boater, caught a limit. That's a bad boater. That is a bad boater. I don't know why it's like that, why anybody would do that. But I can tell you that I don't think that boater and I would get along very much. Jeremiah says, I don't want to fish as a co-angler because I don't want to be at the mercy of the boater, but I also don't want to run to a spot and take 2 casts before running to the next spot all day as well. You fish with certain guys, running gun guys, that's what you're going to get, right? So on that situation, though, you pay attention to where he's running. I'd probably have my cell phone out without them knowing it, and I'd be like, click. All right. Click. All right. Tyler, what's up? Just left work. Are you off for the rest of the week? Yeah, he says off till next week. Well, good for you. Philip Hunt, what's up, my man? Armed Forces Fishing League, my tournament trail. There you go. Or not in my tournament trail. I think that's what you're talking about. Probably bad boaters. I hope that's what you're talking about. There's a ton of baits that work well below floats, but I don't know about bass tournaments. And then somebody said it's artificial. Oh, okay. That's what Philip was saying. I missed his first one. If it's artificial, it's good to go. Interesting. So long as it's an artificial bait. I fished F&F before our club. There may be some trails that won't allow it, but it's okay here. And then Classy Kayaker says, I would say it would be okay since it's artificial. Still, I haven't seen anything that says no bobbers are floating the rules. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen it. Is it one of those unwritten rules? So Jersey, he's a striper guy. Might be because he's saying I told him he needs to watch more. Yeah, it might be. Give me a holler. Fishing's been good and it's been mostly artificial lately too. Absolutely. Messick says, I think the dumbest rule in bass fishing is outlawing the Alabama rig. Like, I'd love to see those guys on Gunnersville use it in February. Well, I seen Dave Aldridge use it in September, and I can tell you they catch fish out there. But yeah, February, you probably have some massive bags on it. Um, but I appreciate you joining us today, Jersey Cat. Now, how about Messick says, and I want to go fly fishing with you, Danny. Those videos are the best because I suck. I suck, but I have fun with it. I have fun with it. But yeah, and that's the way bass fishing's the same way, dude. I'm just dangerous enough to get the bait in the water, right? And I have a hell of a time doing it. Now, Brett Matthews, here we go. What's up, Brett? No Wake Nation, New Year's Day, Little Hall, team or solo, fresh start frenzy. Float and fly is allowed, $100 entry fee. There you go, guys. If you want to jump on it New Year's Day, because I don't think the dogs play till like 8 o'clock that night. So you got time. You got time. Go fish. Go fish. That'd be a good time. But the float and fly is allowed. I wonder how many guys will actually utilize the float and fly. And on what part of Lake Lanier would they utilize it on? Given the guys at Carter's, I've talked to several of them that use it, and I kind of know not the exact, but I know what they're looking for when they do use it. And I'm trying to picture in my mind the spots on Lake Lanier based upon what those guys have told me. Yeah, it wouldn't be what I would throw, but I get it. Now, Danny says the Alabama rig issues in some states don't allow multiple hooks, only a certain number of hooks. But maybe you could run it and just have one or two hooks. I mean, 2 hooks on an Alabama rig is no worse than 3 hooks on a jerkbait. That's just the way I see it. I could be wrong. Okay. Doug says, I know that phrase, I bet. You probably do. We gotta love everybody here equally. But when I'm on a boat and you miss a fish, that love goes out the water. I was on a boat with a guy and I caught a limb and I told him I caught a tree pounder and he looked at me like I was crazy. I probably would have too. I probably would have too. Purdue caught many tree pounders. And some of them feel real. Now listen, somebody the other day it was Clint Bartlett. He put out a video where he set the hook on. I forget where he was at. He set the hook and he got to fighting it, and he was reeling it in. And of course, he's videoing it, and it came up, and it was one of them limbs. We've all done that, right? We've all caught that limb. And the thing about that limb is, it doesn't come straight at you because the way you got it hooked, it's kind of going off to the side, right? And you're thinking like, what the hell have I got? It ain't coming right to me. And it ends up being that limb. We know. We all know there. There's a reason you don't see a tournament won on a bobber and a fluke. You're probably right, Patricia. But the point is, I just want to know if it was legal. Tyler said, I'm fly fishing New Year's Eve. No wake, New Year's Day. Gonna be a fun 48 hours. Dude, what are you, 19? You can handle it. That's not, I don't think I can handle it. You can handle it. And I hope you do well. Jeremiah says, oh, in that case, Ned rigs, flukes, hair jigs, and drop shot worms would work under a float. Striper will blast a fluke under a saltwater popping cork. Yes. Yeah. I've done that down on the coast. Caught some reds and some trout doing it. That's a lot of fun. Christopher, what's up, buddy? I believe fishing would be fun. He is welcome on my boat anytime. Who you talking about? You talking about me? Oh, fishing with me would be fun. Oh, it'd be a hoot. We ain't gonna win, but it'd be a hoot. I'll go fishing with you. Just let me know. I'll go fishing with anybody as long as I ain't got nothing scheduled. Tony says fishing with me is fun. Now listen, Tony's just having to say that. He's probably over there in front of the boat like, I wish Danny'd catch some damn fish. Because I did start off hot in the morning. That's the way fishing is, right? I started off hot. And then I just went, and I wet the bed the rest of the day. And Tony took over. It's just the way it is. But we had a good time. Other than that damn fog that morning. That was the foggiest I've ever seen anything. And of course, we didn't blast off on time, and then we might as well have been paddling. That is an eerie feeling. I wish Spam Risk would quit calling me. He said, day before Christmas Eve, dude, quit calling me. Anyway, We when you're going across and we were idling and you can't see nothing, and I mean Tony and I are just sitting there listening. Like we are listening for any rumble, anything, just ready to jump off the boat if need be. But it was a good time. I absolutely loved it. If you have a bobber in your tackle box, you might want to rethink tourney fishing. Now, Patricia, I have some pencil. Now, I don't carry them on tournament day. You're right. But still, there's always that one time in your life that you pull something out of your butt that you ain't supposed to do and you win. Or you do something that ain't the norm and you win. It happens every year to somebody. And this year it might just be the bobber and the fluke. And I hope when somebody wins with a bobber and a fluke, they put it on the Fish North Georgia group page and they say, "Thank you, Danny." And then Patricia, I want you to come up. When that happens, I want you to say, "Danny, you were right." I know you ain't gonna do it. No, in all fair, I'm just having fun with you, but you're probably right. Messick, that would be on the anglers for paying attention to the laws of the states. I just think it would be cool to see how they fish it differently. He's back to talking about the A rig for sure. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Had a fella in our club fishing a crankbait. Thought he had a big one. Turned out it was a condom. Okay, see, I didn't have that on my bingo card for today. Oh, he's 20 now. Sorry, man. I keep calling you 19. You're 20. Random question. And that would be, Danny, that'd be a sight to see. What does everyone think about boat drip products? My opinion is overrated. The carpet cleaner is legit, but I find I have to work too hard to get my boat clean. So if any of you guys use boat drip products, in the comment section, throw it out there and I will read it. Three bald guys outdoors, ready to get you out on chick. I'm glad you put on chick and not an A between on and chick. My wife probably wouldn't have liked that comment. But yeah, no, dude, I'm ready to go out there. I think it'd be a good time. I need friends with boats, Nathan Owen says. No doubt. No doubt. Literally watching the ripples on the water. That's what Tony and I were doing that day. Because it was the fog. And we waited and we waited. And again, Tony did a very good job. He said, "Guys, listen, don't take off. Kind of idle till you can get to where the fog ain't crazy." And I mean, it was where we could kind of see what we were going. But we couldn't see land. We couldn't see land. That's a scary ass feeling though. Just kind of puttering along. Me and Tony were on edge though. We were on edge because we had to cross kind of the big one, but it was Blue Ridge. It ain't Lake Lanier. And so it was very early in the morning. It was a great time. I've caught brim on spam. Why are you wasting spam on brim? Like, I like spam. I might be in the minority, but I like some fried spam. And also, if you cut it up into little bitty pieces and you fry it and you stick it in some hash browns, it's legit. That's the national or state food of Hawaii, ain't it? But yeah, Big Al Speed Shine. It's legit. Definitely try that. A blow up doll got reeled in. What's the craziest thing you guys have reeled in? Since everybody's throwing it out there in the comment section. Let me see if there's anybody else put anything like that. Now the guys are talking about cleaning it. So you got two options. What do you clean your boat with? Just don't do like Father Time did and wax your boat every week. Because he literally waxed the clear coat off his boat. And when he went to fuss about his clear coat peeling off his brand new boat, they went, "How often are you cleaning this thing?" "Wash it and wax it every week." Well, there you go. That's one of the better Father Time stories. I always get tickled when he talks about that. No War Eagle the best. There will be no live well tomorrow. There will be a live well tonight. There'll be a lunch break tomorrow. And then you will not hear or see from any of us until next Tuesday, the following Tuesday. I'm not doing a Christmas thing. Not because I wouldn't want to talk to you guys on Christmas, but for two reasons. Number one, I don't think you guys would watch. And number two, I don't think my wife would appreciate it. I mean, Christmas Eve, we're going over to her side of the family. Live well might be more interesting. I'm just kidding. If any of my wife's relatives are watching this, but knowing them, I don't think they're watching. Do you guys have that family? No, okay, let me rephrase this. I almost got in trouble there. With a yes or no, that's all you got to put, yes or no. That's the minimum. Now, if you want to expound, you can. But are there relatives over the next 2 to 3 days that you're going to have to be in the same room that you just can't stand? Now, luckily for me this year, there's only one that I really want to avoid. And it's because I'm afraid she'll trip and fall on me. Personal safety issue. I mean, big person. Big person. No, I just don't like her. But really, other than that, I get along with my family okay. But do you guys have that one guy, the uncle, the aunt, the cousin? Did y'all ever grow up with a hairy-lipped cousin, hairy-lipped aunt? You know, and they go to hug you, and you're kind of like, eh. Yeah, I had them. I had them. We, oh, good grief! I am so behind on the comments. I thought I was caught up. Caught a turtle on a piece of cow toil candy. Good grief! Merry Christmas, everyone. My dad caught a ball peen hammer once, hooked it right in the bottom. And then you guys are still talking about cleaning. I ain't watching nothing, washing nothing. You guys are awful. How come all you guys are catching sexual objects? Every one of you guys, other than the ball peen hammer, you guys are catching stuff that you would buy at an adult bookstore. Now, But anyway, Nathan, I don't know if you're laughing at me, but you guys, do y'all have that family member? And you could just put yes or not anymore. Yes tonight. Yep. Mm-hmm. They're out there. And you got to grin and bear it, right? You got to grin and bear it. But I get along with everybody pretty much. Spam is the official meat for SWAT team. Spam some good stuff. Guys, it's just pork shoulder, some funky salt. Been put in a can. It's good. You can have Korean spam, barbecue spam. It's kind of like bubblegum shrimp. You know, you can have spam on a half shell, spam on this, spam. Spam is, you can do a lot with spam. All right. You can do a lot with spam, and I like spam. But really, over the next few days, guys, I got it made, man. I don't have to be around too many people in my family that I dislike. Thinking about skipping Christmas and going fishing for 2 days, daylight to dark. Now, Messick, you can't. You gotta spend a little time with the fam. Squatch of the South, 39. What a name! Caught a bong only near in a net. Thought it was a lost topwater bait. Hot damn, that's a big bait, dude. I used to have a few of them, not anymore. The one that won't shut up and the one that don't ever talk. I got you. Those are the kind of family. Ain't nothing wrong with spam. Spam is not peckers and lips, Doug. Spam is actually Boston butt. Spam, Vienna sausages, or potted meat are all good. There's not too many meat in a can that I want to eat. I love deviled ham. You guys got to branch out. Oh, there's 57 new messages. I missed all them. What's up, Thad? So sorry. Michael Temple. Sorry, buddy. I wasn't even looking. Every family has them. We had this one great aunt. God rest her soul. She's gone on to glory. Big woman. She was so big that it took 10 pallbearers to take her out of Hall Creek Baptist Church in Cumming, Georgia. Walk her out that Baptist church, down the stairs, across the street, and then about 85 yards to where she was going to be put in the ground. Now, I still hear the voices. I can still hear the noises of my cousins and all that groaning under the weight, struggling like hell. Oh, but she was that hairy-lipped amp. Underwood, I'm sorry. I just went out on my own little squirrel right there, just kind of remembering that, my little squirrel moment. Oh, good times, right? Nobody wants the mystery meat. Spam probably made out of car crack. No, Jeremiah, it's Boston, but it's pork. They just grind it up. I like potted beet. Lima beans, Danny. No, hell no. Oh, guys, hey, we got some brownies over here. Have them with a side of lima beans. That is my wife's family, or was. Pork roll for the win. It's a Jersey thing. Okay. Underwood brand deviled ham. I love it, but it's expensive. Jeff, Jeff, you cheap ass. Deviled ham ain't expensive. What is it, like $3 a can? Come on now. I'd rather hang out with y'all than them. Now, listen, they ain't no lie about that. I'd much rather hang out with you guys. Angie's voice sounds like Uncle Martin. We getting a forklift for that man. Ain't no way. Guys, I'm not lying. I got I got lucky. Like I was kind of in the middle. So the guys on the end had the majority of the weight. I had a cousin on the back end. He wasn't the most graceful thing anyway. And he certainly wasn't in the best shape of his life. I was in my 20s, man. I was in my prime. Just left-handed. Let's go. You're trying to be solemn. It's a solemn moment, and you're hearing like, mm. And I'm thinking, my God, we just got out of the church. We got to go down these steps, cross that road. We got 100 yards to go. And these guys are about to die and pass out. I'm smoking a Boston butt tomorrow. Good for you. I need to do that. I haven't done one in a while. The first bite of Spam is always good, but with each bite, it gets grosser and grosser. No, dude, you got to fry that stuff up where it's crispy. That's the thing. That's the secret with Spam. You got to get that thing fried up good, thin cut, and fried up good. Now, I'm trying to think of a meat that I actually won't eat in Canada. I don't think I get one. I can buy 2 6-packs of potted meat for the price of one deviled ham. Got to save money for more glide baits. Jeff, potted meat. Now, okay. Now, potted meat is a poor man's deviled ham. I get it. I get it. You can go 2 for 1 on that. But sometimes, you know, you buy the filet, right? You don't always get the strip. Sometimes you buy the filet. So every once in a while, just for the sake of doing it, splurge a little bit on the deviled ham. Okay, you got to do that. Um, but anyway, so tonight again, listen, I got a bunch of you on tonight at 8 o'clock. Jersey Cat. I don't know if you'll show up for it, but you might as well get in the comment section. Okay, hold on a second. Google what spam stands for. All right, guys, hold on. What does spam stand for? The term spam does not officially stand for anything as it is not an acronym. However, some humorous interpretations suggest it could mean shoulder of pork and ham or something posing as meat. There you go. It is what it is, right? Um, I'll do it since it's Christmas. Yeah, treat yourself, Jeff, to the deviled ham. Justin Reynolds, yes for the float, just like the float and fly concept. See, there you go. Having to call out of work and ice your back the day after being a pallbearer is crazy. Dude, listen, Aunt Mary was a good 450 if she was an ounce. I mean, it was a bigger casket too. It was almost like it was like toting a 1448, you know, 1648 John boat full of water, 200 and something yards. Yeah. I looked up the consistency and makeup of potted meat, but I've never been able to bring myself to try it. Oh, dude, eat it. Spam, unsolicited email. Sorry for my corporate language. It is. I don't know why they call it spam. Spam's got a bad thing. I'll bring the lima beans. You bring the brownies. Do y'all have that one thing when I was younger? Okay, so my wife's family, it was lima beans. When I was younger, my mom would make these, and this is what it's called. It's called a Japanese fruit pie. A Japanese fruit pie. Like, I don't think the dogs would have ate it. I sure as hell didn't eat it. But it was a it looked like one of those things that come out at Christmas from down in Claxton, Georgia. Like that log thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know the thing I'm talking about? What's it called? It is basically like those jellied candies and some walnuts. They make it down in Claxton. It's like a holiday. You guys know what I'm talking about. You basically could use it in your next adult league softball game. You could sit it outside and it will still look exactly the same 22 years from now. It as it does today. It's one of them. It's one of them. Shit. I don't even know what it's called. But that Japanese fruit pie, my mom would make it, and I'd just sit there and look at it, and nobody would eat the damn thing. But she made them every year. Of course, that was also too. She would do that pear salad. Now, back when I was younger, I wouldn't eat that pear salad. Fruit log, fruit cake, kind of like that. Yeah, something like that. Claxton fruit cake. I think that's what it's called. Now, Nathan says, "The hell with pimento cheese, though. I used to eat it when I was younger. It's got a strong taste. I can eat pimento cheese straight out of the thing, and I love the hell out of sardines." Tony says, "A Claxton fruit cake, my favorite." I've gotten to where I can eat them things now, but back in the day, I was like, "No, man." But you want some dense calories? A Claxton fruit cake, like one solid ounce of that is about 1,600 calories. We might as well give it to the troops. They could survive a long time on a fruit cake. What's up, traveling fisherman? Pecan log's good. They make that potted meat out of whatever meat fat they used to make them BBLSs and good Lord. I like it. It tastes good. Oh, it is. I get no less than 5 every year, Tony says. I think I'm gonna go up to the store when we get off and I'm gonna go buy me a fruit cake. I haven't eaten one. I think I'm gonna get one just to celebrate it. But I'm telling you, I already had one at Thanksgiving. Hey, listen, it's tradition, right? Some things that we gotta do. But listen, I don't know why you guys won't eat sardines. Thanks to Ryan, I found a couple kicker eaters in my storage bait box. Haven't used one yet. I didn't even know they made. This is honest truth, War Eagle the best. He has, in all the time I've known him, and he's always pretty forthcoming with me about what he fishes with. He has never once mentioned a jerk bait that goes down 15 feet. He never has ever mentioned that until last night. So absolutely, thanks to Ryan, he found a couple kicker eaters. Eat it tonight on the live well. I'll do that. We'll get some fruitcake and I'll eat it. Now Clint's gonna be on and he's gonna say, "Danny, I ain't on your diet," but I ain't ate nothing on my diet in the last 2 weeks. Right? Like I guarantee you, I've gained weight. There's no doubt about it. I've gained a few pounds between the cookies and the brownies. Yeah, I've gained it. Smoked blueback heron. I'd probably try it. I'd probably try it. Once you smoked it, listen, I'd smoke a turd and eat it. I love smoked stuff. That's why I like Copenhagen. You know, it's smoked, right? Uh, squash, Squatch of the South is a fantastic name. Fruitcake for sure. Now I ain't eating no Jello though with the suspended fruits in there. I don't know about that one. That's a little strange to me. Every week, Danny defends his title as the man with the iron gut. There's nothing this man can't eat without a straight face. I can eat a lot. I'll try everything once, and if I like it, I'll try it twice. But other than them little, like I said, other than last week, them little bitty baby octopuses that I seen at that Chinese buffet that one time. Again, I could eat the tentacles. I don't know that I could squish through that, and I don't like eyeballs. I ain't crazy about eyeballs. Danny, your diet is pretty much shot to hell. You know where it started, Doug? Doug, it started. It was your fault when we was in Kentucky, and you was giving me them fried peach pies. Uh huh. It's your fault. Now, Art Jet says, I'm down 23 pounds in 2.5 months, 3 pant sizes. Congratulations. I need to do that, and I will do that after the holidays. I mean, I'm still down my weight overall. Let's just say I have gained a little bit. Edwin Dwayne Skinner, Facebook. My granny used to make fruit cake from scratch. She would put all the fruit in a huge pickle jar and let it do its thing for a month. Damn. And then she would make it that way. No one can make a fruit cake any better. Store bought are good, but not even close. Now, see, Edwin, out there, listen. Now, that's a fruit cake made with love. That's a fruit cake made with love because that started off a month beforehand. You can't even get the average person. I'm not going to say female because not every female does all the cooking these days. You can't get the average person to cook anything that don't come in a box anymore. Much less taking the fruit and I guess basically letting it ferment for a month. That's planning. That's strategy. That's the way it should be, but it just ain't that way. Kudos to you, dude. What a way to grow up, though. JD Good, what's this organization and rights comment? What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about we talked about at the beginning of the show. If that's what you're talking about, upstream policies is trying to ban the interstate use of and sale of live bait, which is basically their way of basically just trying to ban the use of live bait in the United States. If that's what you're talking about, that's what it was about. We talked about that at the beginning. So I assume that's what we're doing. Hey, if it ain't fried, it ain't prepared properly. Most things. I agree with you. All right. Yes, sir. That's it. If you will go, when you're done, if you'll go to Fish North Georgia and click on this video, because I'm on YouTube over here. In the description, I put a link to the American Sports Fishing Association's response, and it kind of breaks down what they're trying to do. Paul Driscoll, I took up for you. Strayhorn said you like, oh my goodness. I told Paul Driscoll. Paul, I thought we was friends. Guys on YouTube, I can't read that. Paul, I hope you're doing well, dude. I hope you're doing well. I need to get you on the show now that you ain't got to drive. I hope you can use a phone. I know you have to get with them young guys to be able to figure out how technology, but I'd love to be able to get you on the phone and get you back on. Spam would be a good angler sponsor. Are they banning live bait even for recreational use? That is the ultimate goal, and it is people with soft hands. Paul Driscoll just made my day, but I can't read what he said. But no, dude, I like bread. I like bread. All right, guys. So listen, tonight, 8:00, Livewell. Okay. Shallow water wintertime fishing. That's what we're going to talk about. Because we did ditch fishing last night. Tonight we're going to go shallow. So Ryan Hanks will be on, Clint Bartlett, and myself. We might have somebody else join us, but it will be the last Livewell for this week. If I don't see you guys tonight, I'll be doing a lunch break again tomorrow, but that'll be it. But if I don't see you guys between now and then, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. And again, I know we tease about family. Enjoy your family. If you go out, do you have any of Underwood's baits to give away for answering a question of the night? You know what, Ken? I think I do. That will be good. I'll go find them. We'll give away some of Kevin Underwood's baits tonight. One of my favorite types of fishing, shallow. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. No mintering, just straight 15, 20 foot or less, beating the banks. That's what we're going to talk about. So anyway, you guys join us tonight on YouTube. I don't know if I'll be doing it on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, watch us on YouTube at Fish North Georgia. But enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go out here and change the brakes on a Jeep, and then do some work. But I will see you guys tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate you joining us. And Nathan Owens got on TikTok just to read Paul Driscoll's comment. Damn you, Nathan. You guys be good. I'll see you tonight.